Hey folks, welcome to the video. Today is something a bit different. We are joined by my good friend Sally Ozan, who is literally fresh back from this epic ride, Dales Divide, which is still going on. Sally is here looking fresh and people are still out riding. We're going to sit down with Sally and hear all about her amazing 600 kilometres in 44-hour ride. Let's get to it. Thanks for coming. Like, you're literally, like, you finished yesterday like 4:30?
Yeah, about 4:30, yeah.
That's a good thing. So, for those of you who don't know about the Dales Divide, can you just tell us a little bit about what you just published?
So, Dales Divide is an individual time trial bike packing journey. So it goes from, I don't know, there's a map behind me, so it goes from Arnside to Scarborough and back, all pretty much off-road.
It's like across the country.
Across the country and back. It's 600 kilometres in total, and it's, I think it's 8,000 metres in ascent.
I look at the profile down here. In fact, people haven't been in this room before in our videos. This is like a massive studio, this screen we brought up way into this room because this room is so epic. We didn't know how to display the room to show it how good it is. But when you look at it like now, the wall, what do you think?
It's like I've done coast to coast on a road bike in a day, but never off road, and it is an adventure. For sure.
We've got a profile down here with like a fat bit like this hills.
Yeah.
It's incredible. So 44 hours, record breaking time, and you're the 5th over the finish line. First lady?
First lady, yeah.
So that's, like, what are the conditions like? Is that different this year or just practice? What?
So I think it's the third year it's ran, and it's run by a guy called Chris, and he's totally volunteer, and it's free to enter. It's no cost at all to do these events, and big, and basically, you all turn up on site at 8 o'clock in the morning on Saturday and get riding. I looked at the forecast prior to leaving, and I knew Monday was going to be absolutely horrific. So I thought my sort of game plan was to get done by Monday.
We've got the bike here, which is like we help prepare you for the ride. This is like our relationship here. I guess is I've ridden with you for a long time. We trained and ride together. And we built this bike for you 5 years ago.
I think so. Yeah.
And I know we had the debate, gravel bike or mountain bike, and we steered this way.
Yeah.
Like, just very quickly, how did you go?
Oh, absolute a dream. Do you know what? I sat on the side on Saturday morning at 8 o'clock, and it was licorice all sorts of bikes and people. People on fat bikes, people on mountain bikes, people on gravel bikes, people on cross-country bikes. It was such a licorice all sorts, but oh my god. I reckon the reason why I did it so quick and in 44 hours is maybe because this thing looked after me. I was in such gravel bike all this, and I thought I'd be quicker on a gravel bike, because there is a little bit of road, and I thought, just smash out the road sections. But actually, this is just served me totally well, and it's comfortable, and that's what gave me the strength to keep going like that.
We changed nothing really from its configuration. You were just worried about tyres, and we just slapped on a pair of Thunderbirds and said, run 45 psi, you'll be grand.
Yeah, totally.
Did you change that at all?
I think as I was descending off one of the hills, actually, quite techie, I burnt the back wheel, I think, so I lost a bit of through just hitting it really hard. But generally,
It's great, that's what tubers is for. He just kept rolling.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Oh, excellent. So, back to the route, because this is the important thing really, is just casting your mind back to here, the start line. And you said like
there's still people out there now. I finished 24 hours ago, and there's still people out there still doing it. Fair play.
There's still people who haven't quite made it onto the homeward leg yet as well. They're still,
absolutely. It's fantastic that people still.
The weather's properly turned as well, isn't it? You like put your foot down with you, and you just got in before the weather.
And the thing you got to be mindful of is actually the easy bit's going to Scarborough. The hard bit is Scarborough home.
Is that right? That's the hardest part of the route.
Definitely. Well, look at the profile.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, there's some big hills in there, isn't there? It's, so yeah, coming back to the start line, when you were there, you signed up for this a few months ago.
Yeah, lockdown, you think, what can I do with my life at the moment? And thought, do you know what, I need a bit of a challenge. Why not? Let's go to Scarborough.
Complete, cast your mind back to that start line. Literally all sorts of people. What was the atmosphere like?
It was great. It was electric. So many people have been looking for a challenge over lockdown, and I think a lot of people are prepared. It was just a really, really good vibe, and people just chomping at the bit. Everybody was eyeing up each other's bikes and what are you wearing? I was more worried about what I was wearing. Typical girl, sorry. And I was like, oh my god, yeah. Am I got too many clothes on? Do I not have enough clothes on? And that lot, and everyone became saying, be bold, start cold, be bold, start cold. So I was there gibbering away on Onside Pier. And Chris, the organiser, lovely, stood up, wished us well, and then just sort of said, well, off you go then.
Good luck.
And about 65 of us sort of gently rolled out with Onside.
Yeah, I would go faster, right?
Yeah.
So where did you get to on your first day? Where was your... just talk us through your first day and where you took your first rest.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you rested, right?
Yeah, I did. So my tactic was just I thought to myself, my strength is just keep going. I'm not the fastest at all, but I'm not much of a faffer, and I'm efficient and I keep going. So I made sure that in my top tube bag I had enough food to get me to sort of Ribblehead, let's say. Then that was 65k in.
Wow.
And I only carry, and I don't think this is advisable, a 900ml water bottle.
That's
so
not a lot of water.
900ml is not a lot of water. So by the time I got to Ribblehead, that was gone. But I knew there was a little campsite there. So I had a little bit of local knowledge to refill my bowl, but bottle only, and an electrolyte, and cracked on. Alex Pickleton was also out on course actually, and he was kindly throwing chocolate bars at all the riders as we were going past. So I managed to.
So Alex Pickleton, the guy who set the record, first time out, I guess.
Yeah.
So he was out supporting you, which is great.
Yeah, he was out, which is great. Yeah. So got a cheeky chocolate bar there, which is great. But my proper good feed was at 175k, which is it Bourton Bridge or whatever it is?
Shortbridge, yeah.
Where there's Morrison and dirty pizza and a coffee. What more do you want?
So I guess that's part of the ethos of the race, isn't it? If you come across something that you can use, like a supermarket or cafe, you can use it, but you're not allowed to have pre-organised support waiting for you in a set location.
Exactly, yeah.
So Morrison's supermarket, absolutely on the rules, no bother.
Yeah. So dash in, dash out. Yeah, I thought the poor girl, the coffee machine wasn't working, and I knew my tactic then. I knew that feed was really important for me because that was going to get me through the night, because I wasn't going to sleep that night. That was my tactic. So I really, in that moment, looked at my kit, refilled all my bags, refilled my water, downed a load of water, lubed my chain, lubed my bottom.
It's important. You can't move that.
Sort my feet out, just a general admin sort.
Yeah.
And then cracked on.
I don't think we can stress the importance of that enough, really. Like looking after yourself, it is the skill of endurance, isn't it?
Totally. I always see it like it's like this level, you and the race, and you need to get those on par. And if the race overtakes you, I think things start falling off. You're like your feet, your stomach, your bum, you start falling apart. But then you've got to look after yourself to do the race. So you've got to invest time into yourself.
That's such a good metaphor for endurance, because to finish first, you've got to finish. And some of these events are so hard that finishing is an achievement.
Totally. Like these guys out here now, they're going to finish for sure. It's.
But they've been out there twice as long as you have already.
And the weather.
Yeah, that's not bad. That is not kind. So anyway, where did you stop? Where did you actually finally put yourself through?
Okay, so I rode all the way to Scarborough pretty much non-stop.
Wow.
Got to Scarborough and I was looking forward to fish and chips, but it was 4 o'clock in the morning. No fish and chip shops are open at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Not even a nightclub.
No, nothing. I thought 24-hour McDonald's is bound to be a 24-hour
Kebab shop, surely.
Oh, there was nothing. There was nothing. I did my research before going to Scarborough. I knew there was a 24-hour fuel station. So I scattered through Scarborough and I got to there. Closed. COVID. Not allowed 24 anymore.
Oh.
Shit. Anyway, so I just like, shit, what do I do? But I did have, sorry, swearing word, I did have a lot of food still left, refill my bottle, and I thought, well, there's no point in here, I have to crack on. So I just kept on going until I got to Northallerton.
So no sleep at all so far?
No sleep yet.
No sleep yet. So you had a good little rest at Northallerton.
Yeah, sat down, there was an M&S food place, I don't know.
Of course.
Other products down there. Had pasta, had pasta and some chicken and just like, yeah. And there was a few of us there actually, because with these events you sort of catch up with people and then you see them and then they ride off or you ride off and then some way along like they have a puncture and then you carry on riding, you pass them and then I break my seat pack and then they catch me up and off you go. So, you know, there was a good like 5 of us actually at that point that were all sort of in and out of each other's company, which was great.
Yeah.
But when we all got to Northallerton and we.
I've seen images of you all in like Mark and Spencer's in your cycling gear, like probably a little bit weather beaten and tired, queued up at night. I guess the longer the race, the more normal the food, isn't it? So you get chicken, salads, and fresh.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah.
So that's my next question really. Did you ride with a little group, or you were on your own most of the time? Or?
No, actually. So I befriended a guy called James. Absolutely phenomenal chap.
Hi, James.
Yeah, from Cornwall. So we kept bumping into each other and then riding off, or then he would ride off, or it was constantly. But we got into Scarborough at the same time together, so we had a good old chin wag, and we just kept on cracking on. And when we were leaving Scarborough, it was quite hilly. And I slowly but surely pulled away from James at that point. But when I got to Northallerton, James got me up.
What do you talk about at 4 o'clock in the morning riding through Scarborough?
Oh my god, what did we do about?
Can you say on camera?
No, we can't. I don't know about James. I've never met him before in my life, and I know he's from Cornwall, and he's got a wife, and he's just got a new child, so sleep deprivation clearly wasn't a problem for him because he was quite used to it. But just a really lovely guy and really efficient. He was really good like me. Like when we stopped, get kit, what you need to, good, and then get on again. He was
That's experience
really
right
good.
there.
Really
You always tell them experience riding, they just second they sit down and straight away fill water bottle up, do all the admin, and then sit down while they just collapse on the grass because and then move again. So at this point, was there anything you go, I really wish I'd packed this thing?
Oh yeah, totally. Do you know what, man? I've learned I am a cheapskate. I am. If I can make things cheap, I will. But do you know what? I bought a fairly standard cheap seat pack and a fairly standard cheap handlebars bag, and I just had a nightmare with them. Just breaking everywhere, snapping. I had bungees with me and cable ties, so I managed to repair everything with my cable ties and bungees. But then accessibility to get the kit because of the bungees was really, really hard.
Oh, no.
And of course, I didn't want to fap. I want to be done by this weather by Monday, so I didn't want to fap. So that was really difficult, really. So note to self, invest some money in good quality bike packing kit.
Yeah, I guess the nice message here as well is if you don't and you just give it a go, it doesn't slow you down.
So this is my dog. She's just
Hey, Marcy.
She's an
I
old
think
girl.
she's just a little bit too short to get on camera. Hi, Marcy. I'm sorry, just give us like 20 minutes. I promise we'll be done. Thanks.
If anybody asks me top tips, do you know what? This little cue card that I created myself was a little godsend because all I did was is put times and distancing of each sort of village and put notes, if there was food there or whatever, and just broke it down. you know, so, and I think that served me really well, because I think the daunting task going to Arnside and Scarborough back sounds horrific, but then if you break it down, obviously, you know, so Arnside to Ribblehead to Brooklyn Bridge or Bolton Abbey, and then, you know, over to Scarborough, and then, yeah, it doesn't sound as bad.
Just the worst thing you can do is put up a big screen like this and look at it.
yeah, when you look at it. Yeah.
I love that. So where do you keep that?
On near my nose bag, my top tube bag. I just sort of hook it on near my GPS actually.
Okay.
So yeah.
Just mentally ticking this off in your head.
Yeah, totally. It's nice to know that, you know, God, you know, Northallerton is, you know, I'm here now and it's around about 50k. And I sometimes when I say, oh, it's 50k, so I think of all my favourite motorbike routes that I have. I go, 50k, what's a 50k route that I do? And I think, oh, it's only that loop round, you know, Hawkshead and Friesdale, you know. Just need to go and do that on one of my favourite little spins after work, sort of ride. not 50k.
50k after work is quite normal for you though.
Yeah.
Right. So that leads us quite nicely on to how you've been training for this. Now this is a big old event. Now I know we ride together a lot, and I know that if I say, Sally, how did you train for this? You'd probably be shy. I don't really train. But we know that you do.
Yeah, I do.
You do something pretty much every day, right? Some sort of activity every day.
Yeah.
And you do quite a physical job. Before lockdown, outdoor pursuits, instructor, coach, sort of thing, constantly moving around canoes, climbing equipment, that sort of thing. So naturally quite strong through climbing and caving, things like that. Very mobile, climbing and caving as well. So your sports take care of quite a lot of stuff that keeps you fit and healthy. Run, sort of walk, dog, ride every day, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much. I do something every day, without a shadow of a doubt. I feel a bit twitchy if I don't. I do have rest days, which are essential now. Like I'm 42 now, and I've definitely realised back in the day when I don't know if you know my past, I was an adventurer. I did quite a lot of adventure racing, and I just smashed out. I didn't really think about my training. I just thought if you do lots, you'll be fit.
Yep.
And the older I've got, more injuries have come in.
How long ago since your knee operation now?
It's been 5 years now since my last ACL reconstruction. So,
I remember you probably had quite a lot of muscle wastage in that leg for a good year.
Yeah, a long time. That's still now. I think if you look at my both legs, they're still uneven, but it's slowly catching up.
Yeah. So to get back on that, and I mean, when I saw your time, I was like, yes, Sally still got it. Like, was that going through your mind at all?
Not really. Not really. I don't think I do it like that. I think for me, it's just I think I thrive off what your body can do. And now I've stepped away from adventure racing. I haven't done an adventure race since 2015, and this is the first time for a long time where I've done an event where I've gone over that 24-hour period of just keep on going.
Sleepless nights, yeah.
And sleepless nights, and so I've definitely, you know, those shakedowns, those admins, you know, sorting the stuff out prior has really served me well, and that experience through adventure racing.
So is there any part of your training that you would say, you know, if you were to do something like this, you would go, do you know what, I really recommend you do something like, is it strength, maybe your mobility, your long slow duration, your, if there's something you go, yeah, it's really essential that you do something like that.
I would say, I say everything. You need to be sassy. I've now learned to become sassy with my training. It's not about smashing out the miles. You know, not every morning, most mornings, I do a bit of yoga. I do a bit of Pilates. I've been coming to mat deck. We get supported a little bit by Vic here, with some kettlebells, some strength. I know way in my life would I have picked up weights, but I know all the research and stuff I've read is that the older you get, it's less about the miles, it's more about, you know, holding a good strong structure. So, you know, being educated on that has been really powerful for me.
Yeah, I've got to say, when you ride with Sally, like you sit on a bike, you're like rigid, like your core is so strong. There's like, hey Marcy, you got in the video eventually. Yeah, your core is just solid, and then that helps you like not get chafing, not get sore back, not get sore neck. You can just, you're comfortable on a bike because you're strong.
Yeah, totally. And I think it's just been what the strength and conditioning has done me more than anything. It's made me really mindful of stuff. So if I'm on my bike and I'm leaning forward and then start getting a little bit of an ache in my neck, I go, oh, kicking your core down. Strength is here, not here, because 44 hours on a bike, you do start. I openly admit now I do have a sore back, but it's nothing like. It could be more worse.
It's brilliant. I mean, and you're renowned for your long, slow duration training.
I'm definitely a diesel engine. I am no Formula One.
Totally sorted. Okay, we've got 2 more questions I want to just wrap up on. Then is we've got to ask, like, where was the high point? If you look at this map behind you right now, and whilst I say here on the map, where would you point to and say this was a real high point for me? What happened there?
I think getting to Scarborough was pretty cool.
Scarborough, right over.
Oh, yeah. I looked at the sea and I thought, shit, I've made it. I'm on this side of the ocean, I'm on the other side of the country now. And I don't know if you've ever been to Scarborough, but it's got like 2 parts of Scarborough. There's like the really old part, and then there's like the arcades and fish and chips and candy floss and donkey ride section.
Yeah.
And the ride sort of went through the old part, which was lovely, and then down into the candy floss and arcades. Nobody was around. It was totally, derelict. But it was just like, and the sea was there, and it was just an amazing experience that you've ridden across the country. And it was 4 o'clock in the morning, so the dawn chorus was kicking in.
Yeah.
So it was just like,
seagulls
and I knew in my mind that the sort of witching hours are gone now, and I've got a whole day of riding and getting home.
It's like to see the sunrise. Brilliant. Okay, so in that case, where was the low point? Was there ever a time when you went?
Oh, definitely. The wheels sort of fell off at the top of the Roman road, which is above, not far from Reeth. So I was only 75k away from home, I think.
Okay, this is right up here, isn't it, Reeth?
Yeah. So the old Roman road, it's just a really straight off-road, gravelly ascent, slow. You can't really ride it when you've got that many miles in your legs. I think if you're in fresh range, you can ride it.
Yeah.
But I've just pushed myself up to the top. James from Cornwall was with me at the time as well, so we were both pretty suffering. But we were chatting, keeping each other going. But when we got to the top, we just had to lie down. We haven't slept yet, so we were like, right, we need to do some sleeping to finish this off, to get. So again, we got our sleeping bags out and just lay down on the ground.
So there was some sleeping.
So there was a bit of sleeping, yeah. I was sleeping and gibbering.
Oh, yeah. Just my thoughts are going straight back to your adventure.
I know.
And like wake up and the first thing you've got to do is eat something and move.
Yeah, totally. So, but it's amazing, even though you're lying on that ground, and you're like gibbering, you actually do get some sleep, and you wake up and then you start riding and you're like definitely running a little bit. But then within 10 minutes of getting riding, you're like, oh, it's like a reboot. Your computer's just been rebooted and you're back on it.
That is your experience shining through just there. You know you've got to sleep, you've got to wake up, and you're going to move instantly.
Yeah.
You just got to get moving now.
Yeah.
Like flowing it, just go. Brilliant, well done. So if there was a top tip you could give to anyone now who's completed 44 hours, like you could say, anyone out there watching this video, go, you got this final video, well done. What could you teach them?
What was I saying? Do you know what? I reckon stand up on the side, go, yeah, I'm going to do this. You've got to want to do it. Definitely. Break it down. Don't look at the bigger picture. Make it simple chunks. Good food. Good bike. Really good bike. And just be sassy with your training. In terms of, I hate that word training. Be varied with, because it's not just about pushing the pedals, it's everything.
Like consistency.
Yeah.
Brilliant. thank you for coming in today. I know that you've been tired. We want to get this video out while people are still out riding.
I've got the people still out there riding. Amazing. You know, it's absolutely fantastic. It's just great. It's great that we can do this again and share adventures and be outside and yeah, it's wonderful.
And if you're watching this, one of those rides up on the screen right now, well done. Massive respect to you. Just hanging out through that weather. Absolutely insane. Well done. Brilliant. Thanks for coming in, Sally.
No worries.
See you soon.